is also known as Avadhut because of his activities. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is not different from Balram or Lakshman. Today we'll try to speak something about the tattva of Nityananda Prabhu and a few of his wonderful pastimes. Today also coincides with the opening of this fabulous temple under the direction and supervision of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj. Amongst the many achievements which His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj made, this is one fabulous temple which was constructed in a very record speed of 10 months. It is just inconceivable how such a feat could have been achieved. Normally it takes years just to make the plans designed for such a wonderful project. But within a short period of 10 months, Maharaj achieved this feat of such a wonderful, fabulous temple. Many other achievements of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, like the Abhay Charana series, by which the whole world has become familiar with the Leela Amrit of Srila Prabhupada. And also in all the ISKCON temples, you will see that there is a parampara deities. This was a conception of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj. And now this Guru Parampara in their deity form is worshipped in almost all our centers throughout the world. We pay our homage and respects to His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj for this wonderful gift of this temple, as well as so many other wonderful activities. He was a very dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada and his personal cook also. Maharaj used to tell us that there are some preparations which Prabhupada was very fond of, and Bhakti Charu Maharaj was very expert in making those preparations. So with taking blessings of all the devotees, taking the blessing of Nityananda Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Charu Maharaj and all the assembled devotees, today we will begin the glorification of Nityananda Prabhu on his holy appearance day. We will begin by a song which is composed by Sri Lochan Das Thakur. So Lochan Das Thakur is the author of the biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu known as Chaitanya Mangal.
Just few words for his Mahamad Maharaj. As we all know, Maharaj is a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. During his engineering period from London, he came in contact with ISKCON and dedicated his whole life unto lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And he is serving in ISKCON for more than 40 years. Currently he is a General Secretary of Madhya Pradesh, Haryana and some other states. Also he is a initiating spiritual master, Indore Temple President. Maharaj is very simple and soft-hearted devotee and always caring all the devotees, and by his blessings and guidance only we are able to preach in different parts of Madhya Pradesh like Indore, Bhopal and other places, and because of which you all are gaining Krishna consciousness. So we are very grateful to Maharaj for this, and he is very mercifully accepting our invitation and keeps coming here to bless us. So we are very grateful.
In such a corona situation.
In such a corona situation, he is distributing his karuna. So we are very grateful to Maharaj to come here. to bless us with his association, and let us welcome him and express our gratitude by one-time chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanajana Shalakya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadhantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today is the divine appearance of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are actually non-different. Just like the two halves of a seed. If you take any seed, a dal seed, if you open it, one half will be exactly the image of the other half. So Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are the same. So also we know that Vrajendra Nandan Sai Sachi Suta Hoy, Balram Hoy Bhiminitai. Nityananda Prabhu is Balram only, and Vrajendra Nandan Krishna is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So for his pastimes, Vilas, the Lord expands, Lord Krishna expands as Balaram. That is his first expansion. This is for the purpose of expanding his pastimes. And then Balaram expands to Mahashankarshan, Vasudev, Aniruddha and Pradyumna. And actually in the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna is only enjoying with the Sri Radharani and the gopis. And his first expansion, Balaram, executes all the other functions of both the spiritual worlds as well as the material worlds. This is done by Balaram. All the other expansions come from Balaram. The three Vishnus, Karnodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, they are all expansions of Balaram. Krishna is engaged only in enjoying in Goloka Vrindavan with the gopis and Sri Radharani. All incarnations, all expansions, they come from Balaram. Also, Balaram and then, of course, Nityananda Prabhu is the sum total of all gurus. And all gurus are representatives of Sri Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu. When we take to devotional service, without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, we cannot get into the realms of confidential pastimes of the Lord. Sri Radharani engages the devotees in the confidential services of the Lord, but she only engages those devotees who have been seen as fit by Nityananda Prabhu. Only those devotees whom Nityananda Prabhu recognizes, Nityananda Prabhu or Balaram recognizes as sincere and fit devotees are then taken by Srimati Radharani into the confidential service of the Lord. So, Nityananda Prabhu is the most merciful, we have just read in this song. And in previous incarnations, like Lakshman and Balaram, he killed some demons as Lakshman, or he injured some demonic, like Surpanakha. He just cut off her ears and her nose. And as Balaram also, he killed many demons. Denuka Asura, Dvivida, Gorilla, and so many other upstarts. He killed Balaram. He killed so many demons. But as Nityananda Prabhu, he did not kill anyone. Rather, he went begging from house to house. We just read in this wonderful song that actually Gara Gara Giya, Dware Dware Giya, begging everyone, please chant the holy names. And if you want to purchase me, worship Gaurahari. Just worship Gaurahari, you will purchase me, Nityananda. So humbly he went to house out by the grace, by following the orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As Guru Tattva, he is the spiritual master of all of us. The spiritual master also is representative of Nityananda Prabhu. We should see and offer respects to Nityananda Prabhu as much as we offer our respects to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is one incident narrated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita of one devotee. His name was Gunarnava Mishra. Gunarnava Mishra was the brother of Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So once one devotee of Nityananda Prabhu came to one temple. This Gunarnava Mishra was engaged in worshipping the deity. He was a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he did not have any faith in Nityananda Prabhu. So when Miniketan Ramdas, who was a devotee of both Gaur Nitai, he came, this Gunarnava Mishra did not offer him any respects. So Miniketan Ramdas left the place very discontented because he was not worshipping Nityananda Prabhu. He knew that Miniketan Ramdas was a devotee of Nityananda, but he was not offering any respect. So that very night, this Krishnadas Kaviraj's brother, Gunarnava Mishra, he fell from the position because he was neglecting Nityananda Prabhu. So in the dream, Nityananda Prabhu came and he appreciated Krishnadas Kaviraj that he had chastised his brother, Gunarnava Mishra. And he gave this example of Ardha Kukutinaya, half a hen. Someone in the village had hen. So he's thinking the front portion is very expensive, we have to feed. The back portion is nice because we get eggs. So let's chop off the front portion. So any person who worships Chaitanya Mahaprabhu but neglects Nityananda Prabhu is like that person. It is said, Krishnadas Kaviraj said, it is better to be an atheist, Gnostic, than to worship one and neglect the other. One has to worship them both. And without Nityananda Mahaprabhu's mercy, we cannot get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And neither can we get the mercy of Radha Krishna. Vina Nityananda Bhai, you will not get Heno Nitai Vina Bhai Radha Krishna Paitina. Without Nitai's mercy, you cannot get the mercy of Shishi Radha Krishna. There are some wonderful pastimes of Nityananda. As I mentioned, he is also known as Avadut. His pastimes are very difficult to understand. I would like to repeat one instruction which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Nityananda Prabhu. Actually, this instruction is for all of us, but he chose to give it to his principal associates, Parshads, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. So you can recite after me. In this is from the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Suno suno Nityananda. Suno Haridas. Sarvatra amara agya. Karha prakash. Gara gara giya. Karo e bhiksha. Bhajo Krishna. Bolo Krishna. Karo Krishna Siksha. This is one of the most important instructions which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Nityananda Prabhu, and through his medium and through the medium of Sri Haridas Thakur, he instructed us. The translation is that Suno Suno Nityananda. He is saying, Nityananda Suno. This is my instruction. Sarvatra Amara Agya Karha. Everywhere preach my glory. Sarvatra Amara Agya Karha Prakash. Ghar ghar giya karo e bhiksha. Bhajo Krishna, bolo Krishna, karo Krishna. Go to each and every home. Ghar ghar giya karo e bhiksha. And beg. Beg. What to beg? Three things. Bhajo Krishna, bolo Krishna, karo Krishna, Siksha. These three things. And we should also follow this instruction. So, following these instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, they started going to each and every house, each and every locality in Mayapur, Navadvip. And most of the people, they received quite favorably. But one locality, there are two drunkards, very, very fallen, Jagai and Madhai. Although born in Brahmin families, they left their Brahminical culture and became so degraded by their evil association, by the influence of Kali Yuga. They would be inebriated, drunk whole day, eat cow's flesh, drown innocent children into the Ganga, just throw them into it. So sinful that no one would even want to walk in their shadows. If anyone walked in their shadows, they would just go into the Ganga to purify themselves, just by walking in their shadows. So sinful these people were. So, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas, when they were near that locality, the people, other devotees, warned them, please don't go there. They will attack. They are wretched people, most fallen. So Nityananda Prabhu said, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told us to go to every house. He did not say leave Jagai Madhai. He said go to every house. We will see what happens. We have to deliver it. So Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas went anyway. But as they were chanting Hare Krishna, this Jagai and Madhai could not tolerate. Who dares to come and chant Hare Krishna in our locality? Madhai took one broken pot which was used for drinking wine and hit Nityananda Prabhu on the forehead. Now this is a wonderful, mysterious pastime of Nityananda Prabhu. So it appears that after Madhai had hit Nityananda, that blood was coming out from Nityananda's forehead. But actually our acharyas have explained, Nityananda Prabhu's body is completely transcendental. There is no question of blood coming out from his body or any part of his body. It's not possible. This was a pastime exhibited by Nityananda Prabhu so that Jagai and Madhai could get special mercy. How? Because Nityananda Prabhu knew that this Jagai and Madhai are so fallen, it's no use to tell them to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They will not go. They are so drunk, they are completely almost insane. They are drunk with liquor, drinking. So Nityananda had to devise a plan how to bring Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to them. So he knew when the devotees see that blood is coming, they will go and call Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is exactly what happened. When the devotees saw blood coming out from Nityananda Prabhu, it was apparent. Actually Nityananda Prabhu's body is transcendental, no question of blood coming out. So the devotees ran to call Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu. Very serious incident had happened. This Madhai and Jagai, they have hit Nityananda Prabhu. Blood is coming from his face and from his forehead. Please come. So then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, someone has hit my most dear Parshad devotee Nityananda Prabhu. How dare they? Anyone who even speaks anything evil against my devotees, I will punish him. It hurts me. And what to speak if someone uses violence against my devotee? So he called his Sudarshan Chakra and came running to where Jagai and Madhai were there. So this Nityananda's Prabhu's plan was successful. It was his plan to bring Mahaprabhu nearer to Jagai and Madhai, because Jagai and Madhai would not have gone to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were too drunk. This way, in the presence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu was ready to kill both of them with his Sudarshan Chakra. But Nityananda Prabhu fell at his feet. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in your previous avatars, as Lord Ramachandra, as Krishna and others, Nrsimhadev, you have killed so many demons. But in this avatar, you do not have to kill. You are not to kill any person. Because in Kali Yuga, everyone is very degraded, very fallen. But you have to kill the demonic mentality of everyone in this Kali Yuga. So as Nityananda Prabhu fell like a stick dandavat to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, praying on behalf of these Jagai and Madhai, please forgive them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says in the, it's sent on Krishna also, Krishna says, I am under the control of my devotees. I am not independent. I do not act independently. I follow whatever my devotees desire. In the incident of Durvasa Muni, Krishna says that I follow what my devotees desire. And says, Sadhu hridayam mahyam, sadhunam hridayastvaham, mat anyat na janati, na te bhyo managapi. Sadhus are in my heart. And I am in the heart of the sadhus. I don't know anything about anything except my sadhus. And the sadhus also do not know anything except me. So anyone who has approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna, like Nityananda Prabhu. He begged on behalf of Jagai and Madhai, please excuse them. In Kali Yuga, people are very hopeless. You have to destroy the evil mentality, not to kill anyone. Because of the prayers of Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu excused these most sinful Jagai and Madhai. Not only he excused them, but he also gave them love of Krishna, by which they were chanting 2 lakhs names every day. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Their eyes were watering with tears of love as they were chanting 2 lakh names of the Lord. Now, related to this incident described in the Chaitanya Bhagavat is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan was so wonderful and attractive. Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, all his associates dancing and chanting this Maha Mantra. All the demigods, they used to come in the sky in their Pushpa Viman to see the wonderful Sankirtan with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and Nityananda Prabhu dancing. So one day the demigods saw this wonderful Sankirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, other places it's described that the Sankirtan movement itself is the Leela of the Lord and an incarnation of the Lord in the holy names. So, seeing this wonderful Sankirtan, Mahaprabhu dancing and all the devotees dancing, the demigods used to come. One day they came, and after seeing this wonderful Sankirtan, they wanted to go back to their own planets. Then they observed there was a Pushpa Viman, an aeroplane of flowers, of Yamaraj. So they thought themselves to be blessed. Today we will also get the darshan of Yamaraj, because devotees do not have any fear from Yamaraj. Yamaraj has instructed his Yamadutas, don't ever approach any Vaishnava, anyone who is wearing tilak, wearing kantimala, or chanting the holy names of the Lord. Don't even by mistake approach them, otherwise you yourself will be punishable. So, Yamadutas are very afraid to come to Vaishnava. They won't come. And anyway, Yamaraj is a Mahajan, out of the 12 Mahajans. He is one of the Mahajans. So, all the demigods wanted to also have his association. So they went. But as they approached the Pushpa Viman of Yamaraj, they noticed something very strange, that Yamaraj was lying fainted, unconscious. He was unconscious. So the demigods were very surprised, because Yamaraj, he is the demigod whose responsibility is to punish all the sinful people. And also for Dehantra. Dehantra means changing of bodies at the time of death and giving a new body. This is done under the supervision of Yamaraj. So the demigods asked the pilot of that Pushpa Viman how this happened, that Yamaraj is fainted, because people are very sinful. Who will punish them if he is unconscious? How things will go on? He has got a very important department to take care of. So the pilot of the Pushpa Viman, he explained that these two brothers, Jagai and Madhai, they are so sinful that the secretary of Yamaraj, his name is Chitragupta, he keeps the record of everyone's sinful activities. and he can take out the record of any living entity, and his computer does not get any viruses. It's virus proof. Any living entities, past sinful activities, he has a full record. So Chitragupta, he started writing the sinful activities, and after some time he got tired. These people have done so much sinful activities, for that itself they are going to be crores of lifetimes in hell. I can't write anymore. He got tired, so he gave up. So when Yamaraj, he asked, bring their account of these people, Jagai and Madhai. So Chitragupta said, my dear Prabhu Yamaraj, I have given up. These people have done so much sinful activity that I get tired and I stopped writing. So Yamaraj was also thinking, these Jagai and Madhai, I have to prepare a special hell for them so that they can be punished for all the sinful activity. Yamaraj was contemplating like that. But in the meantime, Yamaraj also experienced that this Jagai and Madhai, who was so hopelessly fallen, who was so sinful, Mahaprabhu forgave them. Because why? Because Nityananda Prabhu requested them. Otherwise Mahaprabhu would have killed both of them. Because Nityananda Prabhu fell like a stick. No, Mahaprabhu, no, don't kill them. People are hopelessly fallen in Kali Yuga. You have to destroy the evil mentality through the chanting of your holy names, not kill anyone. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed to his prayer. So, when Yamaraj, on the one hand he was trying to make a special nark, hell for him, for this Jagai and Madhai. On the other hand, he saw Mahaprabhu has forgiven them. Not forgiven them only, but he has given them Krishna Prem only. Day and night we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. And tears of love are flowing from their eyes constantly. Yamaraj saw these Jagai and Madhai. How merciful is my Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For those persons for whom I was going to make a special hell, they have been forgiven and they are dancing in love for Krishna. Yamaraj could not bear this. My merciful Lord is so inconceivably merciful. Yamaraj fainted. That's why he was unconscious, lying in his plane. But now he was lying unconscious in his plane, Pushpa Viman. This was a problem for the demigods, how to revive him. So the demigods consulted amongst themselves that how to wake him up. He's unconscious. He has a very important responsibility. They consulted and then they concluded the only solution for every problem is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So they did that. They did kirtan. While they were doing kirtan, they were all dancing in their Pushpa Viman. Those Vimans are safe. You can dance in them. You can't dance in our Boeings or whatever it is. But in those Pushpa Viman, they were all dancing. Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Surya, every demigod were dancing with their raised hands. Then when the sound of this kirtan came through the ear holes of Yamaraj, then reached through his heart, that Yamaraj could understand something wonderful is going on. Gradually his consciousness started to come and he revived, he woke up. Then he woke up, what did he see? Brahma is dancing. Chaturmukhi Brahma, five-mukhi Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Surya, they are all dancing. So he could not stop. He also started Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. So that was the inconceivable power of the Sankirtan movement. Through the Sankirtan, Jagai Madai were forgiven, they gave love of God. Like that, he gave love of God to so many other people. So I would like to narrate one pastime of how Nityananda Prabhu, on the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, got married. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Nityananda Prabhu, although materially speaking at that stage he was a little more advanced in age, but this was the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Nityananda Prabhu get married. So Nityananda Prabhu got married to the daughter of Suryadas Pandit, and her name was Janava Mata. She is very famous. We have her bathak is there on the banks of Radha Kund. And Janava Mata, she was actually Revati, only Balram's wife. She incarnated as Revati Devi. So then, after the few days of the marriage of Nityananda Prabhu and Janava Mata, the Suryadas Pandit, Nityananda's father-in-law, invited them to their house for prasadam. So while Nityananda Prabhu was at their house, Janava's younger sister, her name was Vasudha. So Vasudha was serving the prasad to Nityananda Prabhu very affectionately. Then as she was serving the prasadam, the what they call the veil of her sari, the top portion, because in Vedic culture all the ladies cover their head. In Hindi they call it palla. This top portion somehow fell off. So, because Indian ladies or Vedic ladies, they always keep their heads covered, especially in front of men. So she had to do that, she had to cover, she was feeling, but at the same time she was holding a tray, plate of prasadam, because she was engaged in serving Nityananda Prabhu. So two more hands manifested from our divine body. With the two hands that were manifested, she covered her head. And with the other two hands, she kept on serving prasadam to Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu, now his personality of Godhead, all understanding, all knowing, he could understand this Vasudha is not an ordinary lady. She is definitely divine. So then he asked his already father-in-law, Suryadas Pandit, please give me your other daughter also, Vasudha. So in this way, Nityananda Prabhu got married to Vasudha also, Janama and Vasudha. And our acharyas have explained, also Lochan Das Thakur has explained that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is divine discipline. He lives and comes as of his own will, not like any ordinary person. So this was his desire. Later on, he appeared in the family of Nityananda Prabhu and Janava as Virachandra. This is recounted in the Chaitanya Mangal. A few incidents. Once Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur's wife's name was Malini Devi. And Nityananda Prabhu, although he was quite advanced in age, he would treat her as a mother. He would sit on her lap and drink milk from her breast, although he was more advanced. One time, Srivas Thakur's wife, Malini Devi, she was preparing some bhog. She had already prepared a bhog, and put it on a plate for offering to her beloved deities. In the meantime, one crow came. Crow. Kawa. In Hindi they call it kawa. Kawa came and he took the plate away with the offering. So Srivas Thakur's wife was very disturbed by this. And she's thinking, I was going to do the offering and he has taken it. This is a very inauspicious sign. She was thinking like that. So she was very worried. So in the meantime, Nityananda Prabhu came there. So seeing that she was very depressed, he could understand that she is very depressed. So he asked, Mother, what happened? So Srivas Thakur's wife, Malini Devi, she said, that crow came and he has taken away that bowl in which I was going to do the offering. My husband will be very angry with this. So Nityananda Prabhu, he saw that crow on there. Come, he told him, come, bring that thing back. And the crow came and returned that bowl which he had taken. The author of Chaitanya Mangal has this guy. This is not a wonderful thing for Nityananda Prabhu. To ask a crow to bring back the bowl which he had stolen. When he is guiding through the heart millions and billions and trillions of living entities, what is this small thing to ask a crow to return that? He is actually guiding. He is our guru from our heart. He is guiding. It's almost time. We have some release of some books also now. It's almost time.
Ek bolo, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. He was the son of Hadai Pandit and Padmavati. Also, he gave special mercy later on to Raghunath Das Goswami. Because Raghunath Das Goswami, he was very renounced. He wanted to join Lord Chaitanya's movement early in his youth. But his parents, his father would always bring him back. He was a Mazumdar, landlord. Whenever Raghunath Das left his home to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would send his own spies and bring him back. So Raghunath Das's mother asked her husband, Mazumdar, why don't you tie him with some chains and ropes so he doesn't go away? Every time he goes away, and then you have to bring him back, why don't you just keep him tied? Then he will not run away. Then Raghunath's father, he said, I have tied him with the strongest ropes. What are those strongest ropes? He has a very beautiful wife, he has all wealth, he has every facility, but he leaves all this. What could be more stronger than this rope? He doesn't care for this. He breaks those ropes, goes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he went every time to Mahaprabhu. And then one time Mahaprabhu told him, don't worry, very soon you'll get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. When you get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, you will get my mercy. Externally you say as Poundsling's man, as a materialist, but internally always think about me. So Raghunath was always thinking of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then at the Panihati festival near Calcutta. So gorgeous festival, we'll briefly describe. Nityananda Prabhu was there in Panihati and Raghunath Das arrived there. Raghunath Das arrived there. He offered his respects from a distance. Nityananda Prabhu saw and he asked his devotees, bring that thief. Bring that thief to me. And Raghunath Das, when he approached, Nityananda Prabhu said, look Raghunath, you are a thief because you offered obeisance from hiding away. Why didn't you come in front of me to offer like everyone else offering? So you have to pay a fine. You have to pay a fine because you are secretly offered obeisance. And what is that fine? The fine is that you have to distribute Dahi Chida festival for everyone. Dahi Chida for everyone. So Raghunath did not think this was a fine. He thought this was a blessing. All devotees feel any service given by the Lord to us, it's a good fortune. So he was very overjoyed. Very good. Thank you, Nityananda Prabhu. Thank you for this fine. And he started feeding all the devotees who were assembled there. He purchased all the dahi, all the cheda, and then all the milk, 2 types of preparations. One was dahi cheda, one was doodh cheda with milk, and everyone was taking this. There were so many devotees gathered there. There was no place to stand on the ground. They had to go into the Ganga. Many people were going to the Ganga. 1 pot of dahi chida, 1 pot of milk chida, and so many other things. And the most wonderful thing was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although other people could not see, only a few people could see, he was personally coming into every devotee and taking a morsel of prasad from every devotee. It's a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in this way, through the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunath Das got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'll just wind up by saying, as our acharyas have explained, that Nityananda Prabhu or Shri Balram Ji, they both of them serve the Lord. They are Sevak Bhagwan, Servitor Bhagwan. And Balram or Nityananda Prabhu, they serve in all the rasas. As we all know, there are 5 rasas. Balram serves the Lord in all 5 rasas. In Shanta rasa, he serves as the slippers of the Lord, as the bed of the Lord, as the other paraphernalia, mridanga. This is also Balram's form, Balram in the form of mridanga serves. Then also the jewels that decorate the body of the Lord. These are expansions of Balram. And also Vrindavan Dham, the Dhams also are expansion of Balram. So that is in Shantaras. This is called Shantaras. Then in Dasya Ras, Balram serves Lord Ramchandra as Lakshman. Then in the Sakhya Ras as Nityananda Prabhu. Also Nityananda Prabhu serves the Lord in Vatsalya Ras. Vatsalya as parenthood. Because an elder brother or an elder member of the family also has the same responsibility as a parent. In Hindu families, we also see that. The elder brother also has as much responsibility as the father. So that's Vatsalya Ras. And then finally, as Madhurya Ras, the Madhurya Ras, Manjari Ras, he serves as Ananga Manjari. Ananga Manjari is the sister of Shri Radharani. So these are very elevated topics, but this is what we have to understand, that Balram or Nityananda Prabhu serves the Lord in all the 5 rasas. So I think the time is up now. Thank you very much for all the devotees. Hare Krishna.